We just got back from the 2018 Orlando Hamcation. And here's a little look at some of the things we bought. We'll take a closer look and see if any of these things work out to be yard sale electronics. Let's start with this piece, which is definitely a yard sale item, but can never have enough AC outlets. The seller wanted $3 for this, and we were able to get it for $2. So this is probably something we'll just use immediately, directly. Just plug it in the wall and plug some more pieces into it. I've already plugged it in, so I think it works. The trip light, not bad for $2. What do you think, Pat?
Good deal.
Then we picked up this thing. What did you determine this to be, Pat?
That must be the video conferencing device.
I think it's audio conferencing, isn't it? Works with telephones. Well, this came with the AC adapter, RCA, and the price was pretty good on this. He gave it to us. So I guess that's definitely a yard sale piece.
An RCA?
Yeah.
Oh, and it's a wired voice conferencing device.
Yeah, it looks like you plugged the phone lines in there and then selected the by phone. We'll either use it for something or maybe just take it apart. Keep it aside for now. Some supercapacitors. Now these were not especially cheap.
Wow. They look huge.
$20 for these. It looks like they're surplus coming from, I guess, I think the person said airplane surplus, no longer used, but they were supposedly brand new. So we'll charge these up and experiment a little bit with supercapacitors.
Is that what they're actually called? Super.
Yeah, sometimes ultra, I think, or mega, who knows. Here is a
$3 item.
pouch of antenna kits, it was called, but they're really just coils of wire. And a few adapters could be coming in handy as we experiment with some
Show me the
SDR.
inside a little bit more there. So it's like a mixture of...
Well, it's mostly some magnetic hooks. Those aren't magnetic, those are suction hooks, and some magnetic hooks. And then we just hook wires on them and call it an antenna. You ran the rave how great this was. I think I got it for $2 instead of $3. Now this was a strange item, the AutoGen 70. Got any information on this, Pat?
And it was an encephalograph.
Yeah, feedback encephalograph.
I think I also read that it was used as a prop in the movie for it was called The Apparition in 2012. And they did like, it was brainwave monitoring.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Something to do with paranormal. The movie was.
I'm feeling it already.
EEG brainwave monitor.
So we might be able to use it as that. We'll experiment with that a little bit, look at it later. Or a lot of nice knobs. It was on the seller's ground, on a little tarp in front of his tables. And he said he'd been carrying it around for a while and didn't have any idea what it was and didn't want it anymore. He was asking $10.
And it didn't come with a manual, but we found the manual for the AutoGen 120 online.
Give that a try. We ended up buying it for $5. I like the case, nothing else. Plenty of nice potentiometers. We'll take this apart at a later date. Now comes a little more serious equipment. This is the ICO sweep generator and marker, of course. $20, and I thought that said 10, so I said, hey, I'll buy that. And he said, sorry, it's 20. But we ended up splitting the difference and bought it for 5. These are old, aren't they?
Oh yeah, I think it's a 1958.
No, they made it. It just looked nice to me. The seller claimed that it works. No, I don't know if I really want to repair TVs or FM radios, but I just like the look of it. Might use the front end. Might even try it out, see if it works.
Looks pretty shiny.
Oh yeah, it's nice. Very nice. And in 1958, things came apart a little more easily. So let's just see what it looks like inside. 2 screws on the back. And the whole case comes right off. With a mile-long cord. That is some copper, isn't it? That is nice looking. Boy, that is clean.
I guess.
I think there's 6 tubes to it. I typically don't like restoring tube items. Other people do it really well, and this is nice. Might just try it and see if it can sweep some generations. Otherwise, we might be able to.
Hold it right there, and I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. Looks like there's quite a few.
Not even any fingerprints on the copper. These aren't especially rare. I've seen them on eBay. But $15, all nice switches, knobs are all here, nice and clean.
And that manual was online
Oh yeah.
because it didn't come with a manual. But
Let's see if we can put the case back on. Hard part's getting the cord through. Well, that's amazing compared to the screws you see today. Oh, maybe easier said than done. I just break anything. Well, that might be good enough for now. Just put this aside.
and there's even more.
Well, lastly, we picked up what was supposedly an oscilloscope. What's it called? A Tenma 72740. And it came with a manual.
Aha. Manual was
The
included.
seller has already marked right on it needs, so that means he's already started to figure out what was wrong with it. And when I finally bought it, it was $7.50. So I think for $7.50, you don't get an oscilloscope. You get an oscilloscope case. But this would make a really neat front end for something. Lots of knobs. Unfortunately, it's missing two. I don't know how hard it's going to be to match those. Maybe we don't have to. Maybe a nice red one there would look better. Put something in here. I have some ideas for this front end. It will not be an oscilloscope.
So
What?
a few buttons or knobs were missing, and
Yeah,
but the
two.
manual was included.
So we can figure out what's wrong. In fact, he told us what's wrong, and it didn't sound good or cheap.
I also read that the Tenma company is some kind of world leader in test equipment.
Well, that pretty much wraps up our collection for the 2018 Orlando Hamcation yard sale edition.
Was a success.